SkullFace Records Radio, teaming up with KPRIS. The
We are here, Transparent Podcast, Episode 2. We're live in the studio right here. Travis Franklin, what's going on, brother?
Same old thing, man. Different day.
You doing all right this morning? We got a ton to talk about, but what I have to do first is I have to look into, what is this, Glitter Scully? What's the skull's name?
Doesn't really have one.
Glittery Scully?
Yeah, whatever.
I'm looking into, I'm like trying to get the future. Look, purple. I bet it's going to change color. Will you, if you change color, if there's a ghost in here with me?
Nope, that's it. End podcast.
Nothing. See you guys later.
Proof.
We'll be right back. No, man. So we had a big week. We've had a huge week. My favorite color, green. I got to take my focus off of Scully. It's got my attention right now.
I got to take my focus off his fly.
Hey, if you eat the fly, you get $1.
Every time I lean in, he's like,
Flies fucking suck.
Asshole.
So we had a big week. And for everyone who watched, episode 1 at the end, you heard that we were going into Legends Bar and Events, which is a local bar here in Cynthiana, Kentucky that's never been investigated before.
Oh, yes, it has.
Has it?
We just did it.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
And my first question to you, Travis Franklin, is that was the first time in there. So what did you think going into a new investigation that you've never been in before, especially downtown? Because, you're one of the people that's told me more than anybody how haunted downtown Cynthiana is. So going into a new building, a fresh start per se with this investigation, what were you thinking going into this Legends investigation?
Thinking we get some free beer, but that didn't happen. No, I try to go in expectation free,
Okay.
Kind of see.
With an open mind.
Yeah, it either is or it isn't. There's no reason to go in there with, setting yourself up for failure, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just kind of go in open-minded and see what takes place.
Yeah, so, walking into the place, you were drawn directly. Almost as soon as we walked in, I was doing this little intro that you guys have probably seen or you might be seeing here in a second. And then you were drawn directly into this area behind the pool table in between the bathrooms. Like you go through the doors, you go all the way almost to the back of the bar and to the right. And you were drawn there almost instantly.
There's something to do with like right in here, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was the bathroom, but I went to get closer and put them. It's right in here.
So walking into the bar, what was drawing you to that area when we first entered Legends Bar and Events?
It's hard to say, man. I told you when we were there, it didn't really feel like the usual sensation that I get when I'm around a spirit or whatever. So it felt more like maybe a vortex or a portal or.
See, that's interesting to me.
Potentially, I don't know. It was a weird vibe. I've never really felt that specific kind of vibe.
A quick, you don't have to give me the Webster's version, but what exactly would a vortex do, and what exactly is a vortex per se?
Well, it's an energy point, basically. Kind of. Sometimes it's associated with ley lines. Could be part of it. There's a lot of things that really could play into it, but tends to be believed it's kind of an entry and exit point for spirits.
So what you're saying is at that place there could be random, like nothing to do with the area, like this fly randomly going into my fucking mouth.
Just give me a good lick, man.
Right? I'm not even getting paid for it. So you're saying that with a vortex in the area, there could be random things coming in and out of that place that literally has nothing to do with the actual place, with 216 South Walnut, Legends Bar and Events, there could be something coming into that vortex that has no kind of ramifications to do with the bar itself.
Potentially.
See, that's
really
scary
with the
to me.
Paranormal, anything's open for game anyway.
That's
so.
weird to me though, because going into places, you know, I'm still naive. I'm still young in this. This was my second investigation, and thinking that a vortex could be in there, bringing in things from all over, weirds me out because I always think about it being residual, like something traumatic happened, like some big event took place to keep the spirit or the aura of whatever it was in that area. So thinking that there's little spots that just any kind of, you know, creepity crawly or whatever could just come through, just kind of, I don't know, gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit.
Yeah, that's again, I mean, I've never felt that, so I'm not even sure if that's what it is, but it was definitely a weird vibe. It'd be neat to check into it further and see what it is if we can.
So myself and Paige Jones, which Paige Jones will be in the studio here in a little bit to kind of tell her side of it, how she felt, you know, her looking back at the investigation. We took the K2s and we were kind of going around, and it seemed that there was steady amounts of energy in the bar the entire time, but we couldn't really figure out exactly why.
And on the other hand, at times it was where we were getting a solid 3, it would be a 1
die
for no reason.
But I know at the beginning when we got in there, the first 10 minutes was hot.
And see, I found it really interesting too, because at first I thought it was something electrical because it was steady.
Absolutely, yeah.
But then it would randomly drop off for no reason. I don't know.
And then, you know, fast forward just a bit, we went downstairs and we went up and down every one of the lines. We found every electrical line we could run up and down just to try to debunk what was going on.
And there was only the one running along the wall, which this was taking place in the center of the facility. So.
Yeah, it was, like I said, it was a very fun investigation. I had tons. It was very interesting to me. It was mind-opening to me. You know, we all sat down on the floor. We all sat down Indian style. And Travis brings out these crystals. And it seems like when he brings out these crystals, you almost go into some kind of trance, don't you?
Try to. It's just focus session. Kind of, I guess, sort of like meditate a bit or whatever.
Well, you could feel that. You could feel the energy going off of it. And then myself and Paige, we were sitting there Indian style. I think by this time, you know, I skipped a little spot. We'll hit back on it in a second. But about that time, I think Tanner had showed up too. So Tanner Harney was in there with us. And myself and Paige were just asking random questions based upon what we have, you know, heard, and based upon what maybe her and her husband and other people that's worked at the bar has seen or has heard. So we were just asking random questions. Anything trying to communicate with us right now? If there is, you can talk it. Look, holy shit. When I said, is there anything trying to communicate with us, like that went to a red. That went to both. They both went to reds. They're both on fire. What's here trying to communicate with us right now? And while you were in meditation, I felt like we were getting more steady replies than when you wasn't. Is that because of you focusing your energy, and does that allow things to be able to contact easily, or is there anything to that?
I have no clue yet. We've done that twice. It would be great to maybe have Tanner or Aaron come in and discuss about what happened at Ross the first time I did it.
Okay.
I guess I have to take your word for it. So, I mean, if that being the case, it seems to work.
Oh, it seemed like it. We literally, one of my first questions, it was a series of questions, and it led into the can you understand us? Do you speak Spanish? And then boom. Do you understand what we're saying? I mean, there might be a different language or some weird shit. Like, are you a different language? I just got the code chills.
Are you Spanish?
Ain't that a language? No.
Spanish?
Are you Spanish? ¿Cómo está? Like it was on fire.
It started to get a lot of activity.
It was on fire. It was. But we'll back it up just a little bit because going into the investigation, Larry and Paige said they had seen over where you said possibly a vortex was being, you felt that over on the other side of the pool tables. There was a thick, dark, blobby thing streaking backwards and forth.
Sounds like a typical shadow person.
Mm-hmm. And then downstairs, one of their employees said that they went down the steps, and as soon as they got down the steps to look into the basement, something shot from underneath the steps to across the middle of the floor.
But I'd love to check it out further and see if we can get something.
Well, dude, we're gonna tell everybody at home and show them the footage of what actually happened on this investigation when we went down steps. But we'll be right back with Travis Franklin, Nichimes. You're watching Transparent Podcast on SkullFace Records Radio.
SkullFace Records.
So we're back. So we're going into the basement now. And I don't know, man. By the time we start going downstairs, I'm already pretty astounded at the energy that's going on in this place. Like, it just seems a little bit different. It seems like there's something fucking going on.
That's part of what we'll have to investigate, too, is sometimes that high EMF levels can cause some things going in your head that shouldn't be.
Yeah,
So,
like it kind of freaks you out a little bit, I guess.
we really need to find the source of the energy in that building.
What's going on is we have this EMF reader here being held by Travis Franklin. Like I said, everyone knows we're at Legends Bar and Events here on South Walnut, and we're getting extremely high readings. You go to the pole and it lowers. You went there and it went down to a 1. And then you go down on it's 2.3, 2.2.
They said at a normal rate was 0.2, 0.3.
Is it 0.2,
Yeah,
0.3?
0.1, 0.2.
So this is 10 times, almost, or 8 times, 9 times the amount.
And it's not constant. It's like it's moving around. This has been moved. This is all wood.
Yeah, I want to get down there and see what's under us.
Yeah, just that.
You want to go
Yeah,
downstairs?
let's go check that out.
Let's go downstairs.
Right over here is right.
It'd be the box above. It'd be the electric
The
box.
box is over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be coming down here. That's literally the electric box.
But that's still weird because this cable's running over here, down
And
that
not
way,
over
and
there.
not over there, back there. So it's still not explaining the high readings of it.
Yeah. So we're going downstairs, and I'm going to have Paige in the next segment so she can talk about this herself as well. But we're going downstairs. We like I said, we take everything. We go up and down the wires to try to find if there's any hot spots that's making upstairs be so full of energy. And we don't find anything. We don't find anything that we can debunk it. But I know over across, you go all the way across into the other side of the basement where there's like a water leak sort of over there. And over there, man, it just seems a little bit more. But all these basements over here are hard to breathe in. They're a little bit harder to catch your breath. But it seemed a little odd over there. Did you get any feeling like that downstairs?
A little moodier, yeah. Mm-hmm. Could have been a potential hiding spot, maybe.
That's what I was thinking. You mentioned that a couple of times while we were there, too.
Yeah, it felt like it was kind of ducking and weaving, avoiding us.
Poking us in the butt and running.
Yeah.
Taking off.
Getting gangbanged by a ghoul.
So we get a whole bunch of answered replies. I think we have the spirit box, the SB7. This is what I had the most activity with at the last investigation. This is the SB7, a.k.a. the talk box. I'm not allowed to call it that because they made fun of me earlier because I called it the talk box.
I'm here for it, bro.
But I am really excited about this. Don't call me a talk box, motherfucker. That's what it should say on the side of it.
We're going to have to patent that.
Don't call me a talk box, bitch. We're downstairs. We're under that stairwell. And for some reason, that stairwell is kind of, it almost seems like it was drawing everybody back to it. Because we'd all go exploring around, and then we all ended up back around that. And then Paige Jones that was with us kind of knelt down like a mother talking to a child. Like a, come here. Like a, I'm going to help you. The reply was, shut up.
Clean as a bell, wasn't it?
It wasn't.
I believe I was on the other side of the room. You all mentioned it, but I don't think I actually heard it myself.
It wasn't, shut up. It wasn't none of that. It wasn't, trying to make it sound like it said something. This thing said, shut up.
And the problem for that, if you people aren't aware, is the SB7 goes through your channels. It does not stop. It does not.
It's a one-syllable deal.
Yeah. You're going to get.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a full
shut
word.
Up.
Yeah. It's just not possible. So.
And then she got a direct response directly after that. Very next question came up. Like I said, we'll take it to the video here so they can see what the question was because all I remember was the reply. And it was no. Yeah. And she got up and fucking hightailed it on the other side because it freaked us all out a little bit.
Yeah, it happens.
It is. It was. What did you think about the downstairs as an overall? Like, I don't know. Like I said, like you said, man, through the whole investigation, not fast forwarding too much, I felt like there was a whole lot of things coming up, interacting, and then getting the hell away. My vibe was generally just peekaboo. Yeah. It was just kind of would drop a little hint, but then run away. Do you think that would because, and this is a hypothetical, and I'm just an overthinker. This building's never been investigated. I think it may have been just curious. It's never seen nothing like this. It has no clue what the fuck we're doing or why we're here or why we're being able to try to speak to them of all people. I don't know. My professional, you may have to back that up a bit. I do have evidence on some audio. They know what you're thinking. They can read your thoughts. And I think they know what we're doing, and that would be why it's hiding and all of that. Well, maybe they're like, hey, this is my first chance to fuck with you. Plus, too, it'd be just like somebody walking in your living room in the middle, Yeah, like, what you trying to lay there and you're, naked and eat your mac and cheese or whatever on the couch, and somebody just walks through and ruins your whole damn episode of Sanford Sons, man, That's hilarious, man. Screw your whole day up. Hey, that's a good way to think about it, though, man. That's why I like having Travis Franklin in the studio. Before we go to this next commercial break, Ren, let's put over the Jack-O-Lantern Spooktacular Festival. Yeah. So now, is the whole town a part of it now, or the section of town up there in that area? I hope so. We're doing some, at least around the courthouse for sure. So I'm hearing possibly some kid games and stuff, some activities. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then, contests, prizes, kid games. Well, I'm here to tell you right now. I talked to Larry Jones of Legends Bar and Events, which we're talking about investigating right now, and he is 100% into when you want people to come sing a song or sing like this is Halloween. Mm-hmm. We're going to bring a whole crew of 20, 30, 40 people from the Legends Bar, and we're going to ride the Halloween train all the way up to where the Spooktacular is taking place, and we're going to sing our hearts out for this town for the event. Yeah, that'll work. That's awesome. Yes, I thought you'd think it was a pretty good time, man, and I think the whole town would get a kick out of it.
Hope so.
You know, but man, we'll be right back. We're actually going to have Paige Jones in the studio, and she's going to talk about her thing, and then we'll be back with more Transparent Podcast on
SkullFace Records, a radio even.
God, I suck as a person. I'm Travis Franklin, and I'm Nick Nasty. We're not wearing pants.
I'm Travis Franklin.
I'm Nick Nasty, and you're watching the Transparent Podcast, SkullFace Records Radio.
SkullFace Records.
And we're back, Transparent Podcast, and this is the part of the show where Travis Franklin ghosts. He just vanishes, and I don't know where he goes, but we always get replaced by somebody that was at the investigation. And this time we got Paige Jones in the house. What's going on?
Oh, you know, just living life.
So
Cereal cup and all.
Cereal Cup's badass, dude. It's got all of us over here like, I want that. So you're the reason we were at Legends. You're the reason for this show. We've been talking about what inspired, what happened, what transferred while we were there. It was a lot more active and insane than I ever would have expected.
Yeah, I felt it when we first bought the place. I felt it. The energy is just like off the chart.
Yeah.
We bought the place. It's always been like I've always been like eerie about it. And FYI, it's back. So walked in today and I was like, nope, I'm good.
Oh, gee, we'll talk about that towards the end of this interview because we have a special announcement we're going to make right here live on the show with Paige Jones here. So I'm going to set the tone real quick, okay? And I want you to tell me, what was your honest feeling about it because I felt your energy when this was happening. So we went downstairs. We're going down steps for the first time. We've been upstairs for a while. It's been active as shit. The energy was insane. We were asking, like, it was a lot more than what I expected, like I said.
Oh, yeah.
And then we made our way downstairs. We walked around downstairs for a little bit, and then there was this moment where we were underneath the steps, and Paige decides to lean over like she's a mother, and she's trying to, like, help her child out of the quicksand or whatever.
I was.
I don't remember what you said. Let's take it to the video real quick and we'll see exactly what she said. Because I remember what it said. And it said, shut up. What did you feel when it said shut up? Like, were you thrown off?
Yeah, because, y'all was crowding it. And
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe if it's a child, I'm a mom. I got this. I'll talk to it. And I squatted down and everything. Got on its level. And it told me to shut up and get out.
And it didn't shut up.
It wasn't
It was the clearest thing I've ever heard come through that box.
And I ain't that white girl. I ran. I'm not going to lie.
Well, no, you gave it one more question, and I don't remember what you asked there, so we'll go to the video on that.
Oh.
That's a special report. A special report is that she asked the second question, and on that second question, it immediately said no, and that's when I seen it. That's when I felt it. I was like, you're scared. I'm freaked out.
Yeah.
Travis is like, what's going on? Because Travis undersells everything.
Oh my God, doesn't he though?
Yeah, he undersells it all because I'm freaking the fuck out, and he's like, "Okay, fuck it, let me get my spirit crystals." and
Oh my God, I'm so jealous of his crystals.
So during the crystal segment, we were sitting down.
Yeah.
Me and you were Indian style. She actually talked me into sitting Indian style. I'm not big on Indian style anymore. But we're Indian style. Tanner had showed up by then, so he's sitting behind us as well. He's got the crystals out, and I felt like then, when we were asking it questions, it was the most responsive that it was all the entire night.
Look, you're going crazy. You're right here, aren't you? Look, Paige. Did you see that it went on for 5 or 6 fucking seconds?
You give the name Richard.
Richard. Or Ricardo. Ricardo. Is it Ricardo? Ricky Ricardo? Richard? Dick?
Richard, is this you?
So what's going on is I'm coming back in just because it is getting super active. Travis has got cold chills all up and down himself for a good 20 seconds now. and he's having back issues. I've had code chills, and these things are going crazy. We think we're communicating with someone named Richard, maybe Ricardo, depending on it. Yeah, aren't we? Are you Richard? Yeah.
Yes, 100%. I felt like, I think just all of us there and all of our energy and his fucking balls and the everything. He had these, one had a skull and one was beautiful.
They
and
were
one
awesome.
it was a lot.
They're overwhelming in themselves.
God.
Like
when he
they're
pulled out this
mystical.
case,
They're
I thought
mystical.
I thought it was gonna be like more equipment, more.
Yeah.
And he opened it up. I was like, oh, that's
Shit.
pro over here.
Yeah. And when he got in that zone, man, I don't know if it was the energy he was creating or what it was, but you know, the little things like, are you Spanish? Boom, it went crazy. You know,
It stayed at the yellow, whatever that is. It
for the
stayed.
longest time. And then it went away, and what in the world would cause it to go away? Because like I said, we could not figure out how to debunk the energy that was going on inside Legends that night.
And I didn't know this until actually like a day after. I didn't realize that, like, you know, they say like gas lines and stuff like that. Our gas lines were off.
Oh, they're not even working there.
Because we had like a crack in it, and we
Okay.
had to turn it off. So
there's-
like that
yeah.
had nothing to do with it at that point.
It was odd, you know. In my head, I had hypotheses going off. I'm like, you know,
Right.
there's so many people in here dancing and having a good time, and you know, releasing their energy in there, especially through the weekends.
Exactly.
That maybe that's still in there. So when you're going through those areas, you're feeling it or whatever. Like I was just trying to think up anything I could because I was thinking by the time we came back upstairs, I was thinking there's a vortex in this motherfucker. There's weird stuff coming in and out of
Yes.
it, and there's energy everywhere.
Listen, we're opening doors on Walnut over here. No, definitely. And we said that going towards the bathroom, there was so much just And I always feel like I'm never alone there. Like I always feel like if Annie's behind me, like that's how I feel all the time, even when
Wow.
she's not there. And it's the damnedest thing because I'm not a psychic. I'm not a medium. I'm not none of that.
But you ain't dumb neither.
But I ain't dumb. And when I feel something, I feel something. That's powerful for me.
Yeah, and that's how I felt too.
Yeah.
So we're towards the end of the investigation. One of the last things that we did is he had this gadget. I'll have to ask him exactly what it's called, but it has these little stick figures, and it'll show if there's some spirit in like a stick figure form wherever.
Right.
So we're in front of the door, and he captures something in front of the door.
Yep.
Well, my dumb ass is over there like, all right, then dance party.
Provoking
Who
it.
wants to dance with me? And you're videoing the video, and you guys both see something shoot the fuck out of me towards the stage.
It was like you were dancing, and it's like it showed your body, and then like it
Something
took
jumped
your
out.
fucking head and like threw it. I mean, they say you don't have a soul, but whatever you have in there, it took it.
I mean, and I had a overwhelming feeling the whole time I was standing up through that whole session. The last 10 minutes of that when we were all filming, I had cold chills basically the entire time.
Right.
And I don't know. Okay, quick note. Next day, something I learned was somebody fucking died upstairs.
Yes. Oh gosh, yeah. Overdosed.
Somebody
Yeah.
OD'd. And we haven't found out. Yeah, that's normal for this town. We haven't confirmed a name yet. But if it's Robert, John, or Steve,
Richard, John, or
Richard, John, or Steve, I'm fucking done.
yeah.
You want to talk about?
What?
Didn't make that. Can you say that again?
There's something here, though. There's something fucking here.
John.
Are you
That's clear
John?
as shit. It said John.
We confirmed it. Like the we know for a fact
That
someone
someone died.
died, and ugh.
Yeah, I just can't even believe it.
I mean,
So-
that could be the Steve character you pissed off.
It could have been. I was provoking him. I was trying to get him to take my
Yeah, you
motherfucking
did a
body
real
over
good job.
or get the fuck out, whatever he had to do. So the investigation's over. It's the next day.
Mm-hmm.
We all seem like we're still got like a buzz about us.
Right.
About the situation
Right.
and what's happened. A couple people missed the investigation. Like Brittany didn't get to be involved.
Oh, no.
Your husband Larry didn't get involved. And then you guys have a person that's a coworker.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name again?
Calvin.
Calvin. So he tells me the next day that you guys came there and a door that was locked was unlocked.
We went to do our normal Monday routines, and we walk in, and the front door's unlocked, and I know that I locked it because I went in there twice.
See, that's scary.
So scary.
But there's a lot of, like you said, since the investigation, a lot of shit's been going on.
Calvin saw everything.
Yeah, Calvin said he saw a full body apparition down where the bottom of the steps were, where you had where the thing told you shut up.
Yeah, he said I saw him open the door and just shut it, and I'm like, well, I guess he didn't want to go down there. And then he came over. He's like, dude, there's somebody at the bottom of the steps. Like, I'm not. Calvin said he opened up his door and he saw a shadow shoot towards the back.
Shoot towards the back from downstairs and go.
Yes. Larry tried to. You want to go downstairs and get those? Not by myself, I ain't.
No.
Listen, they already told me to shut up and get out.
We'll go as a team down there.
Scooby-Doo it. You better go get Willie.
That's where we'll go. But big announcement, the next place we're going to be investigating is we're going to be right back next door at Legends Bar and Events.
Heck
We're going to
yeah.
go in there for round 2. This time we're going to have more of a game plan because we're going to kind of get it. Like, we want to figure out what this is, and if there's something that's really doing negative stuff to us, maybe we need to figure out how to try to get rid of it as well.
Or not bully it.
Or be nicer
You
to
can't
it.
bully a bully. It doesn't make any better.
All right. We'll be right back with more Transparent Podcast. Appreciate Paige Jones being in here. And when I come back, I hope I'm a whole lot fucking nicer. SkullFace Records Radio. Thanks everyone for tuning in to
SkullFace Records Radio.
Please enjoy all the newest and hottest podcasts like Me, Max, and a Mike, hosted by Mr. Everything, Max Sled, and the
Best hand in the house.
legendary Larry D. They discuss life as a wrestler and Larry D's experiences with Impact Wrestling. Don't miss one single episode of Me, Max, and a Mike podcast series, Making an Impact. KPRIS with SkullFace Records presents where Nichimes and Travis Franklin explores and investigates the most haunted areas of Cynthiana, Kentucky.
Pinfalls and power chords.
Hosted by Michael Lynn Watkins and Nick Himes. They listen to the best underground metal from all over the world and discuss mainstream professional wrestling. Don't miss the weekly CD of a Week by Michael Lynn Watkins, and then the Battle of the Bands.
Mix Mayhem Music Review.
A fun and entertaining podcast that highlights unheard music from all over the world, being discussed and broke down by Nick Himes and Ryan the Lion Lochner. Don't miss the video of the week and all the great tunes on
Mix Mayhem Music Review.
Tune in to Live with Nick Nasty, where you'll hear all the latest news with anything associated with
SkullFace Records /radio.
a monthly top 10 show, and you never know who will be the next big guest sitting in the studio with Nick Himes. Live with Nick Nasty. Please subscribe and share. All of our podcast shows are available on Spotify and all major podcast providers. Don't forget about our Bandcamp, where you can hear all the music. SkullFace Records Radio.
SkullFace Records Radio.
And we're back.
Transparent Podcast. Brought to you by SkullFace Records Radio. Hosted by Travis Franklin and Nick Himes.
So we're back. Transparent Podcast. We are talking about the investigation of Legends Barn Events, 216 South Walnut. If you haven't been to the bar, it's a whole lot of fucking fun, but there might be some extra guests in that place besides just the patrons there to have a good time.
That's a tip
Yeah.
at the bar.
Yeah. Maybe it's something extra. It's like, you like ghosts? Come to the haunted wrestling bar. You can't beat that. That would have me hooked.
They get you a shot of spook juice.
Yeah, hey, spook juice. That could be a new drink. We'll have to patent that. It'd be the Travis Franklin brings to you the spook juice. But once I put a name in front of it, it kind of turned kind of gross. I'm like, spook
Yeah.
juice? That's kind of...
It's not quite like John Carpenter's Halloween. It's awkward.
I don't know if I want another man's spook juice put in my fucking mouth.
Hey, boy, you want some of my spook juice?
No, sir, I don't. Absolutely not.
Come here, it's real salty.
No. Ain't happening. But we just had Paige Jones in here. She was telling her recollection of what happened on the investigation, and they were saying that there's so much residual afterwards, Travis, that they want us back in here this week.
That's the way it tends to go, especially somewhere fresh. And if they've never, the ghosts themselves haven't experienced that, or
It
gets them fired up.
The big pot of soup has been stirred up next door, I guess you could say.
I'm just a shit stick, man.
Just the shit stick.
Stirring the pot.
Stirring it up, man. Well, I'm ready for it. I know we're going to have a couple extra faces. Brittany Himes, my wife's going to be involved, and then Paige Jones, his husband Larry Jones, they're the owners of Legends Bar and Events. They're both going to be in attendance. And then yourself, I guess Tanner may possibly be involved. Is there other members of our investigation team that I haven't met yet?
Yeah, I've got.
I was thinking there was.
Kind of call them, I guess, satellite partners. So, kind of join in when they can.
Yeah,
it's awful hard to coordinate a whole crew of people.
Make sure you extend the invitation if they want to be involved in this investigation or anything like that. Man, make sure you let them know that they're more than welcome, because it seems like the more energy, the better off you are in some of these things.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, more people, the more energy you've got to feed from. So
that's what I was feeling. They said that this Calvin said to me, I opened the door and I looked down and I seen a full body apparition. What if he saw what's hiding?
it's quite possible.
He could have seen what was hiding.
It seemed like somebody over there had mentioned something about a boy. Is that what he meant, or?
I was thinking if it was, he said it was grown man size. He said it wasn't a kid, because that's what drew me off, because I was thinking underneath the steps was a kid.
Was he talking more of a shadow person, you think?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
Get him
directly.
to elaborate on that.
We're going to have to ask him directly, because I think there's going to be a lot more to unravel on the next investigation, which we're doing this week. And then next show will be on it. And man, I'm excited. This thing's rolling. I'm looking forward to, 15, 16, 17 episodes down the road. Like, where are we going to be at then?
It's hard telling, man. There's so much.
Like, who knows what we're going to have? What kind of evidence? Because, we're 2 for 2. Transparent Podcast has did 2 investigations, and both of them, to me, they've been everything I beyond what I expected and more.
I think I told you before. Of course, we're still, we don't know each other that well at this point yet, and you're kind of getting more exposed to me. I think I told you that, in 12 years, I've been nowhere in this town that doesn't have something.
Wow.
So I think over time, you'll be more and more.
That's exciting, because here at Transparent Podcast, that's our goal, man, is to bring to light, Cynthiana, Kentucky.
Yep.
And all of its haunted places, which, you might as well. It seems like it's starting to get to a point where you can just throw a basketball at the map and make sure you hit the entire city and the entire county, because everything's haunted in this town.
I haven't been anywhere yet that wasn't. Everywhere.
Man, it's been a fun show.
Hell yeah.
Glad
Always
having you
is.
in. Glad having you in. It's been a lot of fun having you in and out of the studio. Now that we got the studio, we got this new background. And this is badass. I hope you guys at home watching episode 2 here is enjoying the background, because 80% of this is brought to you by Travis Franklin. Before we get out of here, tell just a couple, you don't have to talk about everything back here, but maybe tell us about the picture. Maybe tell us about the doll.
Yeah, Isabel. Annabelle was already taken, so I had to
Isabel.
call her Isabel. But
Isabel.
Little Izzy up there is she's a nasty little lady.
Her eyes freak me fuck out.
It's her vibe freaks me out.
Yeah.
Haven't named the picture, but yeah, our little picture back here is haunted as well. I think that's probably all the notables at the moment.
Well, the whole thing adds a big old...
Not to mention our chairs here.
Yeah, from right here from Rawls.
Yeah, there's a little story
We
about
are
those.
literally sitting in Rawls Opera House chairs that have a haunted attachment to them that we will talk about we've talked about before on another podcast, but we will talk about on this podcast for sure. And man, we appreciate everyone for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Like we said, I hope you enjoy the footage. If you have any questions about the investigation, if you have any questions, to Travis or to myself about what we do or what we're going to be doing, just let us know. Just write us, hit us up. Our next investigation is part 2, Legends Bar and Events. We will have all kinds of video and everything to go along with that, man. I hope this helps a lot of people through. Maybe they have, ghosts or something they're dealing with that they can't quite explain. I hope maybe we can, help explain some of that, or if you guys need our help, reach out to us. But we'll be back next time. Transparent Podcast.
SkullFace Records Radio, motherfuckers! Yeah! SkullFace Records!